Hey there, crafty crew. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be learning how to make these 3D strawberries with piped leaves on the top. These can be used as wax melts on their own, or they can be used as embeds in your other wax creations or candles. As usual, if you have any questions or crafty requests, please leave them down in the comments below. Here are all of the supplies that we are going to need to make our strawberries. Fragrance oil. Today I'm going to be using strawberry cheesecake from Virginia Candle Supply, a small thick plastic or glass bowl to measure fragrance into, a thermometer to check temperature as needed, a pouring pitcher, 2 stirring tools, candle dye. These are red and green liquid candle dyes from Waxy Flower Candle Supply, paper towels, a strawberry silicone mold, a scale, a 24-ounce condiment bottle, a tart wax or any wax that you find is hard enough to make wax melts with, and you will also need a wax that is soft enough to be whipped. So today I'm using a parasoy blend, and for the tops of these strawberries I will be using just soy 444. A means of melting both types of wax, I will be using Presto pots for both. A piping bag, a 1M piping tip, scissors, a small stainless steel bowl, a mini cupcake tin. Also, really quick, this cupcake tin is so you can set your strawberries in it after the leaves are piped on. And I ended up finding that when I was doing this, at least while recording the video, they were kind of sliding around a little bit too much for comfort. So I took some aluminum foil and made kind of some rings, which you will see later in the video, just to put at the bottom to hold those strawberries up more upright. So if you need to do something similar, by all means do that, because we do not want to ruin the tops of these strawberries. An ice tray will also work. A cup, but this is optional, and an electric hand mixer. All of these items will be linked down below, so that way they're a lot easier for you to find. Now let's get into the process. First, we will melt our wax according to our supplier or manufacturer recommendations using either a Presto pot or the double boiler method. While our wax is melting, we can go ahead and weigh out the amount of fragrance that we're going to need. Today, I will be using 14 ounces of wax and a fragrance load of 10%, so I will be using 1.4 ounces of fragrance. When our wax is ready, we can go ahead and weigh out exactly what we need. So we're going to weigh out this 14 ounces of wax for this mold, and we will add our candle dye immediately. So I'm going to take my red and I'm going to add a few drops of that in. After I've stirred my dye into my wax, I'm going to take my paper towel that I've folded and just take a little bit of wax from my pouring pitcher and dab it onto the paper towel. This is going to let me see if my wax is the color that I want it to be. If it is not the color that we want it to be, we can add in more dye and check again. When our wax is the color that we want it to be, we can go ahead and add in our fragrance and stir that well. After that's stirred in, we're going to take our pouring pitcher and pour all of this wax into the condiment bottle. Then we're going to take our condiment bottle and go ahead and fill each cavity of our mold. Once each cavity has been filled, we are going to let these set and fully cool overnight. When we return to them and they are fully cooled, we can go ahead and remove them from the silicone mold. And now we can get ready to do the tops of the strawberries. And we will start by only using 2 to 3 ounces of wax. And we will put this directly into the stainless steel bowl. I am opting to use 3 ounces of wax for this, just so that I make sure I have enough to cover each strawberry top. And since this is only 3 ounces of wax, I will be using 3/10 of an ounce of fragrance. When we have our wax in our bowl, we're going to go ahead and add in our green candle dye, and we're going to check and make sure that that is the right color as well. Then we're going to add in our fragrance if we opted to use it. And from here forward, we are going to be using the same instructions from my whipped wax video. If you have not watched that, it's going to be linked down in the description below. While our wax is cooling down, let's prepare our piping bag. When our wax has reached the appropriate consistency, we're going to whip it with our mixer. Once our wax has reached the consistency of a buttercream frosting, we're going to transfer it from our bowl into our piping bag. This is where you can use the cup if you need it, and we will put the tip very close but not quite touching directly onto the top of the strawberry, and we're going to just give it one good squeeze. This will make almost realistic looking leaves. After the top of each strawberry is finished, set it in the mini muffin tin. Then we will continue this process until we have completed all of the strawberries. When we have finished the tops of every strawberry, we will let them sit overnight before we package or do anything else with them. And that is how you make these super cute 3D strawberries. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something today, go ahead and drop a like. And if you would like to see future videos, go ahead and subscribe. Happy making!